What is up, YouTube? Today we're gonna be feeding cows, and maybe I'll show you guys some equipment. I don't know what we're gonna do after feeding cows, but we're definitely gonna feed cows first. Finally warmed up enough. This tractor's mixer's got a wash. We got 2 mixers here, and we'll be feeding with both today. So I'll get you some clips on both of them. We just finished feeding off of this face. We got lined up with where the bunker kind of ends there, and so we started feeding off of this end again. Jordan is raking right now. I'll show you guys some more of that. So what he's doing is he's taking all these layers and he's putting them down onto one. And what that does is that takes all the different moistures from how we put the feed up and puts it on one pile. And then we'll bring the payloader with the bucket, scoop it up onto one big pile. So then it's kind of like mixing it before we even start mixing it. So he's gonna come, he starts on the bottom because that way after he goes through the top, it'll have all that feed there, and he won't be able to put, he won't be able to rake any of that. So this way he can rake it first and then he goes up top. That way it all gets raked and it all stays even. But you can see the payloader got washed up real nice. The payloader's really nice. It's a kamatsu 270. We bought it, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years ago already, but it's a really nice loader and it works great for us. So you'll see how this feed even discolors just from like one day, that versus this. It's a lot different. And this rake just eats it all and puts it all in one pile and does a really, really nice job. But you can actually see the line in the corn silage right here. And that's from us. We would have stopped for maybe like a week, and then it got a rain, that's what they call a rain layer. Just Jordan and I are feeding today, so I gotta go up and get the second mixer for him since he's doing that. So this is our commodity shed. This is where we do our, what some people call super batch. We call it a premix, and that's what you just put all this different stuff together, and then that way you don't have to come up here every time. You can take it out to the bunker. So we have got to clean off the mixer after every time that we drop a full batch, so that way we don't get anything on the driveway. And every time I do it, I make sure I park right by Cookie, because I love petting Cookie. She's a good cow. She normally likes to just eat all the time, but she'll eat your pants, she'll eat cookies, she'll eat bread, she'll eat anything. And a lot of cow feed. Cows have 4 compartments to their stomachs, so they take in all this feed right now. They eat, and then they go lay down, and they can actually regurgitate from stomach compartment to stomach compartment, bring it back up to their mouth, and then they can put it back down once they're done chewing. And that's called chew and cut, and that is how you know a cow is very, very, very comfortable. That's her most comfortable state, is when she is chewing her cud and just sitting there. But here's how we clean the mixer off. It's just pretty simple. You just lift up this feed. So you just take all this feed and you just brush it down on the ground, and you clean out the notches, clean this off, clean out this notch. You just bring everything to the ground, so that way it falls right on the feed and doesn't fall anywhere else. See you later, Cookie. I just got my first batch completely done. Now I'm gonna get in the payloader. I got that all set. The PTO's running, and now I just gotta load it, and then I'll go dump it. The first batch is really important that we get feed in front of them, so I didn't want to take too long to set up my camera and stuff. I'll set up my camera more on the next 2 batches, and you know, it'll be cool. I don't know, this mixer's got some pretty good spots to put a camera on, so I'll make sure I get you guys good video. You'll notice in our bunker we have a lot of corn silage. Our nutritionist, Tom Vanderwall, he likes to feed a lot of corn silage and a little bit of dry hay with it, and then some other stuff. But he's really good, he's really smart, and you know, we respect his opinion, and so we kind of plant based off of what he says and what he wants to feed. So we plant a lot of corn and alfalfa, and that's pretty much all we plant. You'll see it's pretty dusty, and that's why, like, it'd be nice to be able to have a shed or something to feed inside with, because this stuff, when it's windy, you know, you lose quite a bit of it, and it's pretty expensive. What I am doing here is all that feed that Jordan raked down, I am putting it onto one pile, so that way it's, you know, mixed even before I mix it. It doesn't have to be perfect, because, you know, that rake does such a nice job mixing it up, but it's just kind of like an added bonus to put as much together as you can. That way you're really getting everything the same exact moisture. And we test moisture, I don't know, probably, we test moisture probably once a week. You know, we want to make sure that it's all staying the same as we go through the pile and whatnot. And so that's really important, that it's all the same. Right now I am dumping corn silage in. Like I said, we feed quite a bit of corn silage. It's what Tom likes. He's pretty comfortable with doing it. When he first came to our farm, he said, hey, you know, you guys could maybe plant more corn and a little less hay, and we can work with that a little bit better. This corn silage, he feels, is the biggest bang for your buck. You'll see here this big pile of stuff. That was all taken off this face, because we were feeding off of the other face before, and now we're feeding back off of this one, and the face just got kind of, you know, it wasn't perfect, so we wanted to take all that down, and then we'll truck that to the heifers, so that way we don't mess up our cows' diet at all and switch up their corn silage on them. You know, it's not like it's horrible stuff, but it's definitely not as good as what this face is now. I wanted to show you guys what we call a premix. So you can see right here, it's got some alfalfa in it, and then it's got some cottonseed, dry corn, and then our high mix. And this is what it looks like. It's very fine. It's got a lot of really good minerals in it, and it feeds really well. Some people call it a super batch. We like to call it a premix. It's just what we've always called it, and you know, we'll probably never change that. I'm gonna switch up the view a little bit for you guys. I know that I showed 2 views already, but I'll show the one this way also. Forgot to start filming, but that pre-mix or super batch, whatever you want to call it, I need another one for tomorrow, so I'm making that right now. Try to make it the day before, that way, you know, we always have some there so we can make our batches the next day. I'll show you guys that, and I'll put the camera on top of the tractor and show you guys. Okay, I got the mixer full for in here. Now we gotta go out there and add haylage. Here's a better view of the rake. You see these, they're pretty sharp. I mean, sharp enough. They dig into the pile super evenly, super nice. It's honestly just a really nice piece of machinery. Works really well for us, and we didn't have to pay that much for it.